What's up? I'm going to go ahead and get started with the stream. So basically, what I'm planning on doing is I'm just going to go through some of my videos and just talk about, what kind of was my thought process on some of them, what was going on behind the scenes, whatever comes to mind. Just talking back to the past 3 years of running this channel. Can't believe it's already been 3 years, but it's been a good 3 years. So, let's see. So this banner has been with me pretty much since the beginning. I had a different one originally, but it did not look very good. This one, I like it. I think it could still use a little bit of work, but I haven't wanted to change it just because I don't want to, screw something up. That would be unfortunate if I changed it and then it looked worse. But it used to just be like a planet in the middle, and then it said like historical hindsight, and then, like, it listed some stuff I do on the right and left. It looked very cheap. I like this the way it is now. This logo, my girlfriend actually helped me make this. She painted the background, she painted the pillars, just as pillars, and then I sort of edited them into two H's, sort of askew, and I really like the logo. I think that it fits really well because it has like an earthy vibe to it. But yeah, it's weird seeing all these videos here because I remember when I used to have just one, two videos and like 10 subscribers. The very first video that I made, "What if Scandinavia had united," was an interesting one. Let me turn on my desktop audio because, man, I got some negative feedback on this one. Is it playing? It doesn't look like it's playing the. Doesn't look like it's playing on the whatever it's called. Stream. Is it? There we go. I didn't know how to start these videos out, and so I just sort of, I found some music, I played it in the very beginning because I was like, I don't know, having me not talk for a little bit seems like a good way to start off a video. The This was before I had any sort of an intro video, any sort of, opening little thing with me turning the radio, but I'll get to that in a little bit. I made this video with like a cheap little like snowball microphone, sitting on the bed in my dorm room back when I used to live in a dorm my freshman year. I made this my freshman year of college, and I was sitting on a chair. The microphone was like sitting on the bed, and I had it plugged into like this like older laptop that was like on its last legs that I used for another 2 years after this, and I just recorded myself talking about something, that I thought was interesting. I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do it about, and so I just did it on something that I felt was interesting to me that I hadn't seen a whole lot of people do. Turns out I was a little bit out of my element talking about Scandinavia. I didn't do enough research. I didn't do as much research as I should have, but honestly, it didn't turn out too bad, in the grand scheme of things, considering it was my first video. If you've ever seen like the first video that Alternate History Hub made, I think they're long gone now. But I mean, his videos back in like early YouTube were literally just slideshows. They were PowerPoint slideshows, and they were entertaining. But I knew that I couldn't do that because I started this channel in 2018, and the era of those kinds of videos were long gone, long gone. Interesting thing about this video though is that
Today,
mute this is this whole video was made in Blender. I don't know if you don't know what Blender is. It's a 3D modeling software. which is not meant for video production. And I used it to, I don't even remember how I did it. If you asked me to redo this in Blender, I couldn't. But basically, I made each individual frame, and like I sat it in like the Blender video editing software that's like built into it. And then I did that every single time, and it was hell. It was just the worst doing that. I don't know why I did it like that. I don't know why I didn't just use Windows Movie Maker if I was going to be just making basically a fancy slideshow. But that's what I decided to do. And I never did that again. It was just this very first video. The three things that have come out of this video that continue to haunt me is, one, the fact, it's coming up right here, I messed this up. I got these two flags mixed up, and everyone let me know. Every single person was just like, "Hey, did you know that you messed up your flags?" I mean, that's probably, yeah, right here, here. Half the comments are just saying like, "Hey, you messed up the Norwegian and Danish flags on." I don't know how to explain myself doing that. I just was not paying attention, I think, and it just happened. And one of the other things that like, there were 5 different types of comments, I think. So, like, one type was about that, which that's half the comments, was about me messing up those flags. One was about me using this flag right here, the Kalmar Union flag, but not mentioning the Kalmar Union at all, just showing the flag. That was like another like good portion of the comments. There were comments about me including Finland in Scandinavia, which I can justify. If I remember correctly, the timeline that I was running this through, I believe Finland might have been controlled by Sweden. Maybe not. It might have just been the fact that Finland was at one point controlled by Sweden, and I was just sort of, I don't remember. It's been a while. But that was my justification with that. So that was another one of the comments. And then there were some comments that were just like, "Oh, like, nice video, whatever." And then there were comments that were just like, "This is the worst thing in the world," like, what is this garbage? Those are just funny to me, just because I feel like everything has changed so much since I made this video. But what stressed me so much about this video was the fact that this was the very first video I made, and it blew up in the sense that it gained a couple thousand views back when I had like 10 subscribers. It got like thousands of views just randomly over the summer. So this video came out 3 years ago today, so early February 4th, and it just blew up over the summer, and blow up, but got a couple thousand views, and I was not ready for that. I was not ready for all the comments that was pointing out all of the mistakes. And I was kind of like, in my head, I was like, what do? Do I take it down? Do I edit it? And I just decided to leave a comment just basically saying, I did this more recently than after it got big, but I let people just comment. It wasn't that big of a deal. I talked to myself about this, and it was just kind of, it's not that big of a deal that I messed up the flags. It is what it is. There's mistakes made all the time. It's whatever. And then I made this a little bit later, just because I was aware that I made a mistake in my video, and I don't care if people point it out. I just wanted people to know that I know that it's there. And so if someone has something else they want to say about my video, I'd prefer to hear that, because it's not helpful if you just hear the same criticism over and over and over again. It's, diversifying critiques is important. But yeah, so that got really big, and at that point I had only made 2 videos. This one, and then the next one about the Civil War. And so that was really frustrating for me, the fact that I had a video that got like thousands of views so quickly when I didn't have any like a real backlog of content. And so I got like a couple subscribers out of it, like a couple dozen subscribers out of like thousands and thousands of views, which was frustrating. And you know, uh, it's fine. It hasn't made a huge difference in the end, but I just thought that that was interesting. Also, you can really hear how unconfident I am talking in this. You know, I was in a dorm room. It was like a single room thing, so I had it to myself, but there was someone else behind me in a different room, like right next to me, and I was just really embarrassed to be recording this because I just wasn't used to talking. I wasn't used to just speaking into a microphone. I certainly wasn't used to hearing my own voice, so editing this audio was a nightmare. You kind of get used to it once you've been doing YouTube for a little while, but it was just absolute. I cringed so much the first time that I had to edit my audio. But you can really hear just like with how softly I'm talking. The music doesn't help that the music's really loud, but how soft I'm talking and just the way I'm not really, you know, projecting.
Before I get deep into the scenario itself, I need to establish some context. Since the beginning of early modern history in Europe, there has always been some form of power struggle in Scandinavia between Denmark, Sweden, and Norway, or with some outside force.
You can really hear like the popping, and you can hear I have a little bit of a lisp. I think that might have been growing up. My mom's German, and I think that might come from growing up hearing her like little bit of an accent that got left over, and then I picked up that a little bit too. I'm not sure, but with the way that I was talking in this video, you can hear it a lot more than I think you can now when I talk like this. The other thing is the eyes. The eyes, I used to draw them like by hand every time not by hand, but with my mouse every single time whenever I made a new screen. And they're so small and they're so freaky looking to me. So jagged. And so I'm glad I stopped doing that. I feel like it's like a little more personal. Also, you can see how fuzzy some of these flags are. There was like no quality control on any of this. It was not great. I mean, as far as first videos go, this one could have been worse, but it also could have been a lot better.
The Great Northern War in the early 1700s destroyed Sweden when Russia decided it was hungry for Estonia, ruining Sweden's chance at becoming a major European player. Denmark was repeatedly harassed and attacked by the British in the early 1800s, and after gaining...
You'll see me breathe every single time. I've tried to like make it a little less obvious when I'm breathing, and I've also tried to, edit out some of the breathing, like if it gets really loud. But I didn't do that here, so you just hear in between some of my sentences. I did use Poland balls a lot, which I don't do as much anymore. I did this for a while. I don't know, I felt like it limited me a little bit. And sometimes they could be funny, sometimes I felt like they were a little much. I just felt like it limited me in like how I could tell the stories that I was trying to tell. Because if I became the Poland ball YouTuber, first of all, that's kind of what Alternate History Hub does a lot. Even though they're not Poland balls, they're more human shaped. I wanted to kind of distance myself more from like what other people have done. I wanted to kind of forge my own path there. But yeah, I actually do like a lot of this content. If I had the chance to polish this, I think that it could turn out pretty decent.
Schleswig-Holstein in the Great Northern War lost it in 1849 with the Prussian invasion.
That's funny. That's funny to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I find that pretty funny though. Just ich want. The mixing up of English and German. It's funny.
And Norway was, well, there.
I don't know why I made this joke. It's not really true. I think I was going for sort of the joke of like, oh, let's just rag on a country for ragging on a country. I don't know why I did it. It's not really nice to Norwegians, first of all. Second of all, it's not really true. Norway was pretty significant in this. They, if I remember correctly, and I could be remembering incorrectly, it's been a while. I'm also American, so this isn't my history, per se. But if I remember correctly, later I talk about, Sweden kind of getting control over the Norwegian crown, but it wasn't quite that simple. It was something more along the lines of like a sharing of power, or Norway was like pretty successful in defending itself against Sweden. I don't remember, but it wasn't just like Norway was there, like I put it. That was definitely not the best way to put that. Here, let me just go to the end here. I like, was it? No, it was a different one that I did that in. I like some of this stuff. I like the map stuff. That was fun. It's difficult to find maps sometimes. The guns, I forgot about this. I don't use these guns very much anymore, but I handmade in PowerPoint these guns, which they don't look great when they're this small, but like they're actually fairly detailed. And I tried to make them as accurate to the time as possible. They might not be totally accurate, but I I made one for, like World War One style guns. I made one like musket style. I think I made like a revolver and like an M16, AK-47, like all these different types of guns, just because I wanted them to be a little more time accurate if I ever did use guns. And I just have like a PowerPoint file full of just stuff I've made for this. And I don't know. That was actually pretty fun. Just like little things like that.
To aid the German front. They cross over into Denmark and join their German allies in the trenches, pushing hard against the British and French. Of course, we couldn't talk about World War without discussing the United States. However, the difference in this timeline is I don't see the United States getting involved as early as...
Yeah, you can really hear my lisp there. You can hear it with the S's. Yeah. I don't remember did I do that traditional outro, this has been Historical Hindsight and I'll be seeing you soon. Did I say that? Yes. Oh, that's just music.
Seeing you soon.
I think I did.
Videos. Thank you for watching. This has been Historical Hindsight, and I'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, interesting. I've been doing that since the beginning. I actually like that. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun to say that. Let me go back. Let me just, now that I've seen the first video I made, let me watch the most recent video I made. That's kind of similar in style-ish. This is pretty similar. Hong Kong government and would allow for Hong Kong residents to, ostensibly, be extradited to mainland China, something many Hong Kong residents saw as undermining their individual freedoms and the autonomy of Hong Kong. In early 2020, with the COVID-19 pandemic, the protests temporarily subsided. Yeah, the audio quality is definitely a lot better since getting this new microphone. And then also, since I know how to actually edit audio a little bit better now. I'm not a professional at it by any means, but I would say I definitely, gotten a lot better at it. I'm probably not going to, if you're talking about me doing a part 2 on the Scandinavia, I probably won't. It might be a fun sort of retrospective to go back and sort of remake the video and then extend it a little bit further. I might do that at some point. That might be fun. Might be a 4th year anniversary thing, who knows. But in general, I don't plan on going back to a lot of videos just because I want to kind of leave it on something and then move on. But I mean, yeah, actually, that might be something fun to do, if that's what you mean. Working on Scandinavia video again. Or if you mean this 2020 video, I'm not sure. The second video, though, I'm not gonna spend too much time on every single video, but that was this. Yeah, I started the intro, the very second video. A lot of different tutorials I watched about how to add like these grain effects and whatever. So many different tutorials. And then I'm adding my little logo right here. A little cheesy. That was my arm there twisting the knob. Oh, this was the first version of this. Okay, so it doesn't say the Historical Hindsight presents. I just went straight into a black screen, I think. Yeah. I kind of like that. but I like the way I do it now too, though. It adds a little more information. I was definitely, this video was made in, I think this one was made in Windows Movie Maker. And I talked about this before in my political agendas video that I made recently, that some of the conclusions I make about what would happen if here were definitely a bit off. You know, I was a bit naive in some of my assumptions, and I was a bit careless in my wording. If you want to hear more about that, then I talk about it in that video, the one about political agendas and alternate history. But I actually did like this, though. It came out about a month after my first one. So yeah. I don't know. And also, I don't want to do a regular Civil War video. We're like, you know, like this, what if the South wins? Just because that's been done so much. And yeah, I know I did a World War One video, so I'm not totally, you know, I only do original content. But I don't know, doing just a what if the South wins a Civil War type video, it doesn't really interest me that much. Just because it has been done so much. It's been done so often. In America, that's probably the second most common alternate history that you see, aside from what if Germany had won World War II. And so I decided to do a little bit of a spin on this, is what if Robert E. Lee had fought for the Union. This was also the first time I introduced my Poland ball character, which I bring up from time to time. Still.
There are endless factors and possibilities when considering what could have happened here, and even though this is what I do believe would have happened, nothing is certain. Leave a comment down below what you think America would have looked like had Lee fought.
It's just funny watching me talk about this stuff like this. This is a video I was actually really proud of. This one right here, the what if America had invaded North Korea.
File with the help of an expert.
And I wish I had done better, you know, because I was actually really proud of this, particularly the intro to it, the way that I start off with like this North Korean like newscast thing, and then move into like some like dramatic music. You know, it was a bit cheesy, I guess, but at the same time, I actually liked it. I don't know, it was fun.
North Korea, the seemingly perpetual thorn in the side of international politics.
Yeah, I went for a little bit more of a comedic angle sometimes than other times. This nice little thorn there where it's just a just a triangle. But yeah, no, that was a nice intro. I'm sad that I didn't do as well. I was hoping that, you know, especially because North Korea politics stuff, you know, comes up so often and it gets like such big headlines. I kind of thought that this would actually get a lot bigger than it did. But, you know, it is what it is. I don't really care that much. I think I made this video after my Scandinavia video had gotten decently big. Maybe before, I'm not sure. But yeah. Oh, this was fun to make. This part right here.
Happened, at least not for many decades before these wounds would heal.
Basically, for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about in this one, in the event of America invading North Korea, as was almost a possibility, I guess if you want to say it like that, back in the 90s, I said that, you know, if America were to take North Korea first out and then like unite the Koreas into one united Korean nation, then China would be a lot less, especially because this is the China of the 90s, not the China of 2020. China of 2020 is so different than it was 30 years ago. Incredibly different. It was still very much developing in a lot of ways, and it still is, but especially back then. And so Anyways, yeah, I was talking about what I thought politics between China and America would look like, and I was talking about a second Cold War, and so I made this little thing, which was a pain to make because if you remember what I said, every single like screen was its own screen that was in Windows Movie Maker, and the thing about Windows Movie Maker is that you can't you can't make like images super short. Like you can make them pretty short, but if I remember correctly, you can only have them be like a certain length. And with how I wanted to do this like graphic where it's like a loading bar, that was a pain. I got it to work eventually.
In all likelihood, this would lead to another Cold War of sorts.
I also thought it was just funny, having it be like an update thing. I don't know. There's some creativity there in these early videos, especially. But it was fun. My first flag video. My only flag video for a while until relatively recently, actually. I don't know. I like flags a lot, but the thing is it's hard to make a video on flags, except unless you want to like dive into like one flag really deep, which it's hard to do that, and have it be interesting. I couldn't find a great way to do it, so I just I didn't. And also, I just sort of make videos as I want to, like I get an idea and then I run with it. Like a Scandinavia video, I was trying to think of a good, interesting first video. I don't know, something had happened that I saw about the Civil War, and so it made me think about what if Robert E. Lee had fought for the Union. This one was, I think, during a lot of the peak tension things that were going on with North Korea back during the Trump administration. This one I just wanted to do a flag video. I wanted to do a stream when I hit 100 subscribers. How long ago was that? I don't want to listen. It's going to be painful to listen to my stream. I was also streaming on a laptop that was not meant to be streaming, and so that it was dying. It was not doing well. September. Okay, so it's been like 2.5 years since that. This video, I really like this video.
This is how fast YouTube is with Brave.
This was...
Notice how there's no pre-roll ads?
Hush. This was my first video, I think, that I made on... Actually, no, the other one might have been the first one I made on... That flag video, I think, actually might have been my first video I made on Adobe Premiere. But this is probably my first high-quality video I made on Adobe Premiere. This has the Historical Hindsight Presents. And then it goes into the... Does it go into... No, it doesn't. Oh, no, it does. Okay. A little title screen there.
One of the greatest questions...
My eyes are so big. Why are they so big? Holy crap. I was definitely still trying to get used to how to size the eyes and the face. That is wonky. Also, I used to have this desk thing going on. I tried to make that my shtick. I wasn't a big fan of it after a little while. I don't know. I got a bit tired of it. It's very limiting. If I do stuff like this. Also, editing the eye movement, which I did for many videos until relatively recently. Oh man. Tell you what takes up your time, just eats away at your time, is having to edit the eyes moving back and forth, because each eye movement, like every time an eye goes somewhere, it's 2 keyframes. You have to have the keyframe of it staying where it is, and then move 1 frame, and then keyframe it over there, because I wanted it to move instantly, and I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but I never looked it up. I'm basically self-taught in all the programs I use, and so I had to keyframe, then move it 1 frame over, then keyframe, and if I want to look at something else over there, I would have to keyframe it here, move it 1 frame, keyframe it over here, so that it's jumping between it and not just sliding weirdly. Because I also didn't know how to make things look normal while sliding. I didn't know how to make it normal, like sliding the eyes across and have them look natural, which I kind of found out how to do that relatively recently.
of World War One is, what if Mexico had been involved? Unless their
Oops.
entire government had a screw loose or something.
I like this. This is the revolvers that I made. So those are fun. Fun little things that I made.
Feels differently. This wasn't just an attack on American soldiers, but an attack on American pride and dignity. Also, Mexico has quite a lot of that freedom juice. And so, on fall of 1916, Congress officially declares war on the Mexican government to protect America's dignity and assets, as it became clear that Carranza was most certainly going to become its new leader.
This whole thing was a lot of fun to make. It really was. I definitely played around with some animation stuff more often, like this here.
Also burn any and all oil wells across the massive oil fields Mexico possessed.
That's how you know that this is like Adobe Premiere and not Windows Movie Makers, because I actually have stuff moving, which is not really possible without a lot of painful work, I'm sure, with Windows Movie Maker. It's not really my my thing. Where's the Pancho Villa one? I had a nice little graphic with Pancho Villa somewhere. Is it earlier on? Yeah, it was. This was, what was this one about? Is that I can't remember these guys' faces anymore. I've made so many of these videos that
Around North.
I always wondered why, like, you know, I watch Markiplier. I've watched him for many, many years. I've always wondered, you know, whenever he goes back to something, I've always wondered, like, why doesn't he remember these basic things? It's because when you're making all these videos, you just forget, you know. You're done and you move on. That's definitely how it is with this. You know, like, I remember a lot of the broad strokes of these things, but the specifics are often lost on me. I think that was a general or something. That might have been like Sherman. Was it Sherman that chased Pancho Villa?
So they put together an expedition under the command of General John J. Pershing. Under
not
Pershing,
Sherman.
the U.S. military essentially went on a several-month game of cat and mouse in early 1916.
I also watched a lot of Tom and Jerry when I was a kid, so that was my
Chasing Pancho Villa around northern Mexico, but never actually capturing him. They very quickly
that was a lot of work for just like a couple second gag, but it was worth it. It was so worth it just to see it work out. Oh yeah, and this is when that you can tell sometimes by how old my videos are by the memes that I use in them.
farther and farther into France, eventually taking Paris, and declaring victory.
I'm about to get an ad. I don't want ads on my own videos.
Now, if Germany were to win World War I, this could mean that what do you think would have
That there's some editing mistakes there, and not a great delivery on that meme, but it's whatever. The yeah, I didn't actually intend for this to be like a prequel or whatever to a World War One, you know, alternate history series, but I kind of thought about it and I was like, yeah, that might be fun. When I was first making this video originally, and then I as I was making it, I was like, yeah, I should try and turn this into something, and so I ended up doing that, which I liked. I didn't get to it for a little bit longer. Because this came out in November of 2018. This came out in February of 2019. Yeah, so it's like, what, 4 months or so? And then my first poetry video, which was... This was fun, but... I don't think there's a single video I'm not proud of. I mean, there's videos that I wish I could go back and change, or I made mistakes, or something that's embarrassing. But in general, I don't think there's one that I'm not proud of. And if there was, I don't know if I would leave it up. But
I have a rendezvous with death at some disputed barricade.
it's so
When
dramatic.
Spring comes back with rustling shade, and apple blossoms fill the air. I have a rendezvous with death when spring brings back blue days and fair.
I need to go back. I need to make some more of these because they're fun. They're not too bad to make, and they're pretty fun. I like poetry. I don't like writing poetry. I like writing normal, like fiction, nonfiction stuff, not poetry. But I like reading poetry. This poem was actually one that I read to a class that I had back in high school, and I don't know. I really liked it. It's also sad. It's a sad story because Alan Seeger. I think he died in World War I, if I remember correctly. I usually say at the end. Yeah, he was killed in France. Actually, that was before the Americans even joined the war. So he yeah, that's right. Fought with the French Foreign Legion. But anyways, this kind of stuff was really, I don't know. I like making it. It's a bit cringe, admittedly, especially for people that know me in person. It's probably pretty cringe, but it's still fun. I don't care. It's whatever. I like this one. This Eastern Roman Empire collapse video was nice to make because it was something that I didn't really see a whole lot of people talk about, and I like being able to put my spin on things. I'm not like a historian or anything. I don't have a degree in history. I've kind of studied history casually on my own for years, and so I'm sure a lot of stuff I get is generally wrong. But I would also hope that people aren't looking to me for like, super like precise information. Hopefully no one's using me for their doctoral thesis is basically what I'm saying. I try to get stuff right, obviously. I don't like getting stuff wrong. Sometimes it does happen, or I go too far or whatever, because alternate history it's a balance between like having fun with it and also trying to be accurate. And sometimes I go too far into the having fun part, for some people's taste at least. This was an interesting video. I really wanted to make something about the European Union Copyright Directive. And I don't know, I kind of jumped on the bandwagon with this one, talking about it. I saw other people talking about it. I was like, I want to make a video on it. And I'm not sure, I don't know. But the reason that I actually do like this video is because of how I made it. So this one, this one I had a what's it called? A camera on top of a tripod, like pointed down at like a whiteboard that I have. And I was literally just drawing, and I didn't know how these videos were made. I'm sure if I made this now, I'd do more research into how to make a video like this. But also the camera quality is just awful. It just looks so grainy. You can see it right there in that one frame, one part of that frame. It's so grainy. And it was such a pain too. But it was actually fun to make.
To you through a whiteboard, it's just because I'm still working on that World War I animation, and that's taking a lot of time. So sorry about the...
This was faster to do than it was to like go into Adobe Premiere and make something through there. But this was also
bad handwriting. It's just something that you might have to deal with for the next couple of minutes. Now, if you haven't heard, recently the EU passed something called the European Union Copyright Directive. And basically what this does is it acts to limit how the internet can be used in certain ways. Positive with the...
This kind of just looks like a muffin over here. The videos on top of the YouTube, it just looks like a muffin. Yeah. I did a Tiananmen Square poetry. It's up. It's still up. I was worried about it getting taken down. I did get demonetized. Almost none of my other no only one other video of mine has gotten demonetized. Surprisingly, I've had to fight on a lot of them. Like when I first got monetized, almost all of my videos got demonetized, and I had to like go through and like fight every single one. And the vast majority of them got reviewed, and like they're like, yeah, you're good. This video was because I saw something about the Yola pile in one of my classes. I think it was my physics class. We were talking about the Yola pile, and I was just like, let's make a video about what if the Romans invented the steam engine. This was a fun stream. I need to play more SimCity 3000 on stream. I don't see a whole lot of people play it that often. I also need to play more Civ 4 on stream, but I really like SimCity. It's a lot of fun. And then I did a Warband stream a little bit later, which was I ended up playing for 4 hours. That was a bit much, I think. I don't know who's gonna watch a 4-hour stream. I don't know why I played for 4 hours, because I do have stuff I need to do in general, and so that took up a lot of my time. This was probably this Taylor oil spill video was kind of a turning point for me in how I made videos. I tried to use more video footage in my content, just because I felt like it helps to, especially if I'm talking about something that's like happening, now, if there's actual footage of it, because it really helps to get the ideas across, or just using stock footage, like, I don't remember what I was talking about there. I was probably talking about like the use of oil.
But just about anything that you use that has plastic in it is at least partially made of oil. Other products on that list are many types of clothing, lipstick, and even chewing gum. Whenever oil comes into a conversation, one of the first things that come up after that are the numerous oil spills that have happened.
Yeah, just like, stock footage that's related to what I'm talking about, that lets you just kind of listen to what I'm saying. I always had a lot going on with like pictures and words, and I've tried to tone that down a little bit more recently. And this was kind of a turning point in that. I also made this because I found out about the Taylor oil spill probably only about as soon as I started making that video, probably. And so I was like, I should talk about this. This is something I'm surprised no one knows about. Like, no, like if you look it up, there's not that much information about it. Not compared to, the Exxon Valdez spill or the Deep Horizon spill, that kind of stuff. This is, yeah. I don't know. It was nice. And then this one, actually, the Dutch East India Company video.
This is how fast
It was fun.
YouTube is
I mean, I enjoyed making it.
Notice how there's no pre.
And the funny thing about this is, and I doubt my professor's gonna see this, but she might enjoy knowing this, and she'll recognize this video too. I made this video for my YouTube channel, but also for an extra project for one of my classes. And that's the reason that it's about a business, is because one of my classes was about, it's like all about like businesses and like supply chain and all that stuff. And one of the extra credit things that you could do was make a video about a business and how its supply chain worked and whatever, yada, yada, yada. And so I was like, let's make a video about the Dutch East India Company. And so I was able to kill two birds with one stone. I made some quality content, and I made some extra credit in my class, some points for extra credit. I just cut out the intro, so the video in my professor's, what she has, it starts here, and then it ends like, It ends like here, so it doesn't have the intro and outro, but it's the exact same video. So kill two birds with one stone. You know. This Maya Angelou poetry video has gotten really big recently. I think because people leading up to Black History Month, I think people have been doing more searches about Black History Month stuff, and it's maybe recommended to them. I'm not sure. This was the first time I showed my face on this video, or on this channel, I think. And I had a second channel. I still have it technically. Felix Taylor. I've pretty much decided I'm not going to use that channel. I'm going to try and just use this for whatever I want to use it for, instead of splitting my content into two different channels. You know, if someone doesn't want to watch one of my videos, they don't have to watch it. I don't know. I don't need to make life more difficult for myself by splitting my work and my content between two channels. And I think that's what this one talks about. Also, this was right when lockdown started, almost a year ago. Man, that's crazy. I think I recorded this. Yeah, actually, yeah. So I recorded the second part, which I think starts here. Yeah, the second part. My hair's so much shorter than it is now. This was recorded pre-lockdown though. Oh, thank you on the VOC video. All of your videos are good in my opinion, but the video on the VOC video is one of my favorites. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But yeah, I recorded this before the lockdown had started. Actually, this was before I changed microphones. Huh. I think I just got better at editing audio before then. But I was like, I can't make a video about the future of my channel without talking about the lockdown that just started. And so I made this like little, I just recorded myself playing some Civilization and just talked over it because why not? Figured I should. This was fun. I'm gonna replay this. I would play this with audio, but it's gonna cause this thing to get copyright stricken because this video got a copyright claimed, not copyright struck, whatever. This video got a copyright strike. I don't want to give this stream a copyright strike, but this one was a lot of fun. My alternate for my April Fool's Day video. Very, very easy to make, except the fact that, so the way I made this was I went onto, I just Googled Windows XP background. I Googled WordPad PNG. And so in Adobe Premiere, this XP background is one like layer or whatever, one image. And then I put the WordPad on top of it. And then this, I actually typed up in a notepad on like my regular computer. I recorded myself typing this stuff up, and then I just like cropped it down so that I could just like move it into here. So this like from here to like, I don't know, here or something is just a screen recording basically. And that introduction part, like this whole thing was not made in Windows Movie Maker. I somewhat painstakingly went through in Adobe Premiere and did what I could to make it look like Windows Movie Maker with like the Joy, and that was on purpose. I was worried that people would see that and be like, oh, he made a mistake. That was on purpose. But what was I saying? The transitions and just the general video quality. I should have put it in 4:3. Well, no, I think 4:3 was out by 2009. I don't remember. I think maybe they started doing 16:9 in 2009. I don't remember. It's been a while. But that was also, for anyone that doesn't know, that was back when you used to rate videos. It wasn't a like, it wasn't a dislike, it was a rating. 1 to 5 stars. And the reason they went to like or dislike is just because people would just do 1 or 5 stars. You know, almost no one would do 2, 3, or 4. And so there was just no point. And COD montages. If you want a good time, just look up like early YouTube, old YouTube, whatever, young YouTube. I don't know, not young YouTube. Don't look up young YouTube. Early YouTube. Look up like COD montages. Bump my microphone. COD montages, Call of Duty. Look up, you know, that was back when GTA San Andreas had just come out, and so there's, you know, like this classic video about looking for Sasquatch, you know, stuff like that. And that's where I pulled this music from, is from those types of videos, is because this music, I can't think of what it was called. Did it get Dreamscape? Yeah. Dreamscape was all over all over the website, all over it. But this was a fun meme to make. And then I made this video with Jay Gamer Mapping. I like Jay. I need to do some more stuff with him. Jay, if you're watching this, we should do something together sometime. He just lives in Germany, so it makes it difficult. But this one, it was also a pain to edit, because this was a 20-minute video. This is the longest video I'd ever made, I'm pretty sure, by a long margin at this point. And I made a video on his channel about flags, I think. Was that about flags? Oh, it's been so long now. It's been almost a year. No, it was about unrecognized countries. Countries that hadn't been recognized by the rest of the world. That's what it was about. This is also when I changed my thumbnail format to have words in it. Well, I had words in these too, but have words in it and have this, like, the outline that, because I used to just do this big HH symbol in the top left corner, which I never did for my poetry videos, because I wanted the focus to be on the poet, not on me. Just a little thing. I don't know, because it wasn't me that wrote it, it was them, and I didn't want it to be like, oh, I'm taking credit for this. I just wanted to sort of amplify it. Not amplify it. These poets are much bigger than I'll ever be, probably, but to just, you know, present it. But anyways, I felt like this is a little bit sleeker looking with the blue outline. And then I also did some things on some of these thumbnails where I played with the, like, saturation and the contrast and all these different things to give it like a weird purple hue that I actually really liked. This Eddie Slovic video was one I was just looking on Wikipedia one day, and I found out about this guy, Private Eddie Slovic, that was executed for deserting, and I was like, huh. And I looked into it more when I found out that, you know, all these people around him had been had been acquitted, or not acquitted. Is that the word? They weren't executed, and the comment section is very much a back and forth of, you know, it's his fault, you know, like it's his fault, he shouldn't have done it, you know, serves him right, or people saying, like, you know, it's sad but it was necessary. It didn't really, I don't know, executing people doesn't necessarily cause things to get better in that regard. I won't get into the politics of the death penalty, though, right now. That's a topic for a different time. But yeah, it's just like massive debate. Like, there are some people like really going at it in the comment section. I tried to stay out of it a little bit and comment here and there, maybe like some comments, but I made my video. People knew my stance. This was fun. I really like Avatar. Avatar: The Last Airbender is still my favorite show ever, and you know, because it meant a lot to me growing up. I put a spoiler warning just in case people hadn't seen it yet. You know, I don't expect people to watch a video about Avatar without having seen it, but just in case, I put a spoiler warning there. Um, the Let me see if I can find it. The video that I made of Iroh here. It's a bit chunky in places, but Iroh is the Fire Lord. I was really proud of this because I took a picture of Ozai as the Fire Lord, and then I put Ozai's face over it from when he is retaking Ba Sing Se, and then I changed the hair color and I did some things to it to make it look more like him. But I was actually really this was fun to make. I like making little stuff like that. One of my favorite parts about doing videos is just like little things like this. And then I played Risk with Jay. That was fun. I need to play more games on this channel. I just don't have the time to sit down and play and record something for hours or even just an hour. I just don't have the time right now. But once I do get the time, I'm definitely going to start doing it more. This is a fun meme. Hey guys, I recently upgraded microphones, and so I just wanted to upload a video to show how buttery smooth the recording is now.
Who are you? I am from ancient Greece.
I I don't know if like anyone who saw that really got that reference. It was something I saw on TikTok a lot back then, and I was like, I want to make a video about this, and I did. I try to do that more. Your Avatar alt history is my other favorite. You should definitely do more like those. Also, that shows my whole world when I was a kid. Yeah, no, that show is the animation hasn't held up too well, at least with the first series or the first season. But the show is incredible, and I definitely do want to do more alt like Avatar alt history stuff. I've been trying to think of an idea that's interesting to me and that I think would be interesting to other people, but I definitely do want to do more stuff. This flag video was fun to make because it was sort of a rekindling of this flag video where this thumbnail sucks. Just looking back how bad this thumbnail is. In general, I really try with my thumbnails, and I did try with this one too. This one was a miss, a definite miss. But yeah, no, it's fun. I really like flags. Maybe I should like, I don't know. I have some flags. Maybe I could just do like a show and tell of my flags. This was another one of those videos, kind of like this America invading North Korea video. This Apollo 11 one was one that I was really proud of, and I was happy with it. It didn't get as much traction as I had really hoped. Just because I don't know, I think I missed the timing a little bit on it. It does this little context thing just because there are so many people that do like these revisionist conspiracy theory videos about if we really landed on the moon. So they're like, let's just flag this video just to be sure. But yeah, this was, I think, roughly in time with the moon landing. And so I wanted to do a video on if the moon landing hadn't succeeded. And I wanted to make it, I mean, it's a sad video. It is, because normally when I make these kinds of videos that have like sad overtones, you know, like the Korea video, you're able to kind of depersonalize yourself from it because you're just talking in general about armies clashing with other armies. But with this, you know, you're directly talking about two people, I guess, in this case is what I said. I'm pretty sure. Two people losing their lives, especially for something that really has no, like the space race was one of those things where, I mean, there were political elements to it and everything, sure, but the actual outcome, it wasn't like war, you know, where war is terrible for many reasons, but like the race to go to the moon in the end is just a scientific achievement, and the idea of someone losing their life and getting to that point is really, really sad. And so I think finding out about this script that had been written up by a presidential script writer, just in case they did lose their lives, was what made me want to make this video. And I wish the video had done better, but it's not a huge deal. I'm just glad if something gets like any views. If anyone enjoys it, I'm happy. I just want to make stuff that people like to see. This is a fun video to make, though. This update video was... I shouldn't have talked about... I talked about my Aaron Burr video that I made. I shouldn't have talked about it there because it was another 2 months until I made my Aaron Burr video. And I started psyching myself out. I was like, oh, I talked about it in the video, now I have to make it. That wasn't true, but I still definitely got in my own head.
I'm a TurboTax Live expert.
And then there was this NES video that I made, which was a lot of fun. I am a bit of a computer guy. I mean, I watch a lot of like computer videos, like Linus Tech Tips and Low Budget Gamer. Is that his name? I think. And oh, I'm wearing the same shirt. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, I definitely made a lot of mistakes. Like, I didn't give like a good like shot of inside the case for like when I was actually working on it. I talk about that in the comments, but I mean, it works. I still use it occasionally. It's fun to play on the TV because I have it hooked up to the TV. Because I have this computer that I'm on right now, I'm using, is for editing and work and all that sort of stuff. And then the other one is, for playing games on it and whatnot. This video was I was really worried about this video. So I made this video about the 2020 election, and I was like, I'm gonna upset a lot of people here. And I don't strictly care, who you voted for, what your politics are one way or another. I'm not gonna, like pretend that I'm something I'm not. I don't think that's right either. But the things that I said in here, just the idea of like what happened during the election, just saying like implying that the election was fair, that it wasn't stolen, upset a fair number of people. And the video actually like it blew up. It started to like blow up. It started to like peak really quickly. It grew faster than like any of my other videos, and then just like plateaued at some point. I'm not sure why. YouTube might have been like kind of pull the plug. But yeah, the what was I saying? Yeah, this is a bit of a risk that I took, especially because I was also basically saying that if there was a civil war, it would not go well for them at all, for the secessionists. And I'm sure there are a lot of people that think that say stuff along the lines of, if there were a civil war, we'd do really well. And I was just basically saying, no, you wouldn't. Yeah. I like this video though. Oh man, it's funny. And then I made this, which I was a little worried about getting a similar reaction, just because I do talk about the election and talk about, I talk about how I don't I don't think I outright say that it wasn't stolen, but I mean, in the way that I talk, I'm implying that it wasn't. And so I was worried that was going to bother a lot of people and that I was going to get like a backlash. I didn't though, so it's fine. Interestingly enough, uh, with how things are going, if I do a 2021 version of this, um, sure is a lot of Markiplier you recommended. Yeah, what can I say? It's fun to watch. Can't help it. The 2021 version of this video might have COVID be number one again. I don't know. We'll see. If it keeps going the way it's going, it could very well be the number one most impactful event of 2021. And then there was this political agendas video, which was my first take on like a commentary type video, which I bothered some people, which it's whatever. That's gonna happen either way, no matter what. So and my thing is I just don't want to hide who I am, what I think, what I say, because that's not fair to anyone. If I pretend I'm something I'm not, or if people think that I'm something I'm not because I just don't say anything. This was a bit of a rambly video, I know that, and it wasn't super directed or anything like that. It's just I had an idea, and I was just like, oh, let's just ramble on about this for like 12 minutes, and so I wrote a little simple script and I just recorded the video. Whenever anybody seeks to critique bias, they just expose their own biased agendas. What are you gonna do? It's fine. I don't really care. I know people are gonna disagree with me no matter what. It's fine. Dissent is good. Hearing opposing viewpoints is good. It doesn't bother me. And then there's this meme. Maybe 2021 won't be so bad. Yeah, I'm gonna mute this again because I don't want it to get a copyright claim. But there's the imagery of, and this is before like the stock market thing happened. This was before I made this before that happened. I made this before, a lot of things happened, and it feels so out of date already. And this was made a week ago. So, funny how that works. But yeah. So, I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about with my videos. It's been a good 3 years. I've really enjoyed the way that I've gone since starting this channel. I was really worried about how I would do, personally, how the channel would go, like, success-wise, and, sometimes I was thinking, like, oh, man, I hope I'm, like, the next big thing, and other times I would be like, I'm not breaking 20 subscribers, and I just have to say I'm happy where I'm at. I'm very happy where I'm at, every single person that watches my videos, that supports me, and subscribes to me, it really means a lot to me. And I hope that I can keep doing this, for any number of years more, just because I really enjoy this. I really do. I wouldn't keep doing this if I didn't enjoy it. And I'm going to keep learning, I'm going to keep getting better. At some point, I do want to get someone to help me make these videos. Once I, have the resources and everything to do that, I want to get someone to help me make these videos so that I can focus more on because the video editing is probably, in my opinion, my least favorite part. I like putting together the content, recording the stuff, and then seeing the final product. The actual making of it's is a bit tedious at times, and it's not too bad. It's gotten better. I've gotten more efficient, but still, in general, it's just not my favorite part at all. But moving forward, I definitely, I want to make sure that everything I do has my heart, has my soul in it. Yeah, I'm all in it for the money. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's rolling in that bank. There's rolling in dough. Making absolute bank. But what was I saying? Yeah, no, I hope that this can keep going like this. You know, I don't need to be super successful. I don't need to be the next, you know, alternate history hub or anything like that. I want to be able to have fun with it. Yeah, Jared, come on, man. Thank you. Thank you, everyone in chat. Thank you, Lexi. Thank you, unknown user. Thank you, Darth OP. Thank you, Jared. But yeah, I actually, fun fact, I started this channel. Yeah, I'm gonna take over YouTube, and I'm gonna be the next big thing. I actually started my YouTube channel in October 2017. It was just the first video I uploaded was like 4 months later, 5 months later, just because I was just like thinking of ideas and I was super busy, and I was just like, I'm gonna make a video right now, and so I did. So, but yeah. Thank you, everyone that's, you know, been here for my journey over these past 3 years. Thank you for everyone that supported me. I really appreciate it, and I hope that, you know, you'll stay for another 3 years and 3 years after that. I really look forward to what the future holds for me and my channel. So I hope that people stick around. I hope more people continue to join, because it's been a fun ride, and I think it'll continue to be very fun. So with that, I'm probably going to end the stream here in a second. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter's in the on the screen there. I don't use it a whole lot, but I use it every now and then. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video.